Connaissez-vous les articles définis en français? Bien, nous allons les tester. C'est la voiture. C'est le livre. C'est l'heure. C'est la fille. C'est le jardin. Oui, c'est la pilule. Ce sont les tours. Ce sont les édifices. Well then, did you know all of them? If you got a score below 7 out of 8, I recommend you stay until the end of the video and review, because articles are the most basic and most important things at the same time in the French language. If you stayed so far in this video, I thank you so much for listening, and I'm going to actually show you how easy it is to use the definite articles in French. So, in general, in French, we have three types of articles. We have the definite articles that we're going to talk about in this lesson. We're going to have indefinite articles and partitive articles. So let's take it one at a time. First, the definite articles. These are the forms le, la, l, and le. Mind the pronunciation. In the masculine singular form, we have le. For example, we may have le livre. Then we have la tour. Right? Then we have le with an apostrophe. When do we get le with an apostrophe? When we have le or la with a word that starts with a vowel. So basically the phenomenon of elision happens, and the e or a that you would have from le or la is going to be taken out, and you remain with the le. For example, l'heure. And then we have les, which is the masculine and feminine plural form. It's going to be the same whether the noun that you are referring to is masculine or feminine. So when do we use these articles? We use definite articles when we're describing, for example, one specific thing out of many. For example, l'ancien ordinateur ne fonctionne pas. Out of many computers, the old computer, does not work. Or when we want to indicate that something belongs to someone, c'est le pupitre de Sophie. Or c'est le pupitre de mon copain. It's my colleague's desk. Or this is Sophie's desk, right? It marks the sense of belonging. When we talk about general concepts or truths, for example, les animaux domestiques sont intelligents, which means the domestic animals are smart, right? And then we have, when talking about the week, for example, l'homme va à l'église le dimanche. The man goes to church on Sundays. Again, it is used to talk about a general concept, a general routine, for example. And now I have a challenge for you. You have to try and complete the definite articles using any size that you may want, or any other dictionary to translate the text as well, and try to do them. If you pass, it means that you get 3 out of 7 correct, right? Because we have 6 or 7, 3 with 4, yeah, 7, 3 out of 7, then you pass. Otherwise, you need to revise a little bit more, maybe go back and see where you could have done better, or you may follow along with my solution as well, in order to explain different things to you, because I'm also going to translate the text. Okay, now we're going to see the solution. And for example, we have the first one, ordinateur. In order to use the definite article, we need to use le, but because we have the phenomenon of elision here, because ordinateur starts with O, which is a vowel in French, and you have the last word which ends in a vowel, you have to use the process of elision, and you are left with le. L'ordinateur que j'ai acheté hier a disparu quand demande m'apporter un fleur. La fleur is a feminine noun. Fleur is which means flower in French, is a feminine noun, and you'd have la fleur. All right, la fleur d'ici. Then we have enfant. We know that. I think we've managed to encounter it so far. Enfant by itself means child. Now that we have an S final, we know that it is plural. So obviously we know by default that we need to use les. Now, the thing with the pronunciation here is that because le in plural is finalizes with an s, and this word starts with a vowel, the pronunciation rule is that the s sound becomes a z sound. Les enfants, not les enfants or les enfants, right? Les enfants auraient cependant pu faire farce. Farce is also a feminine noun. Préfère la farce aussi. Then we have pensez-vous que je devrais regarder sur un balcon? Now, as a general rule, when you have most of the words that end in R and generally in consonants, those words are going to be masculine. So you'd use le in this case as a definite article. Sur le balcon, pour cela. Peut-être que je l'ai mis là quand les grands-parents, now we know for sure that is plural because you also see the plural of the adjective grand over here. But in general, grandparents actually mean grandparents, right? It's pretty straightforward when translating from English to French. So it use les, and in this case that rule that we've talked about with the s sound becomes the z sound. It's not applied over here because the word, the noun, is going to start with a consonant, so it have les grands-parents, not les grands-parents, right? Sont venus voir les photos. Okay, so we that would be the first part of the exercise, and the second part of the exercise is to try to translate the text that now we have. And we have over here l'ordinateur means the computer. So basically these forms that we see over here, le, la, les, le, all of them in translation in English will become the, because we know we have only one definite article in the English language. So it's going to be obviously a little bit harder in French because it depends on whether the noun is masculine or feminine. And for that, I'm going to discuss it in the next lectures. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get a notification for that lesson. Now, we're going back and we see the computer I bought yesterday. I bought is j'ai acheté. We've talked about the passé composé in another lecture. If you want to go to it, you can go to it and review it to see how we actually form the passé composé. But the thing is, que over here would translate to that. But in general, you don't see the computer that I bought yesterday. You would say in informal language at least, the computer I bought yesterday. Yesterday is hier. A disparu means disappeared. It's the past simple of to disappear, or in French, disparaître. Quand means when. Amanda is a name, Amanda. M'a porté. Now we have Amanda a porté, which means brought. Now we have me, over here. La fleur, the flower. D'ici means from, the, ici, here, right? So we're going again. The computer I bought yesterday disappeared when Amanda brought me the flower from here. L'ordinateur que j'ai acheté hier a disparu quand Amanda m'a apporté la fleur d'ici. Next we have les enfants, the children, auraient cependant pu. Aurait pu means could have, right? Then we have faire, made over here, and I know that it doesn't follow necessarily the rule that we've had so far regarding the past simple, because or the past participle for that matter as well, because made is a past participle from make. And why is that? Because in French you cannot have like two conjugated verbs one after another. You're going to have one conjugated verb and then you're going to have a second verb right after it, only and only at the infinitive form. So the form that you actually find in the dictionary. So you'd have something like this: Les enfants auraient pu faire. Right? And we have pouvoir, which is a verb conjugated at this time that I have this tense that I haven't covered yet. So don't worry about it. And then we have another verb, faire. Cependant means however. The children, however, could have made la farce means the prank. Aussi means as well or too. So, les enfants auraient cependant pu faire la farce aussi means the children, however, could have made the prank too. Pensez-vous que... Now, the thing is, over here, normally you would say vous pensez in an affirmative sentence. However, you can use different ways of actually making a question. And one would be to change the intonation and actually keep it like as an affirmative sentence, but you'd raise your intonation as you go to the end. Another way to do it is to use est-ce que. Est-ce que vous pensez que blah blah blah, whatever comes after that. Or another one is to use the inversion with a line between it, right? Pensez-vous. So first you'd have the verb, then you'd have the subject, and those are tied with a line between them. Pensez-vous. Do you think? I should look. Je devrais. I should. And then you have, again, is the same rule that we've noticed before, regarder, a verb in infinitive. I should look on, sur, the balcony, le balcon, for it, pour cela, cela referring to the one that we talked about. And so, obviously, we have pensez-vous que je devrais regarder sur le balcon pour cela? Do you think I should look on the balcony for it? And then you have the last sentence, peut-être, which means maybe in French, in English, I'm sorry, maybe means peut-être in French, que je l'ai mis, that, or you can put it, you cannot put it, it's going to be the same, maybe I put it, que je l'ai mis means I put it, right? There, là, quand, when, we've already noticed that, les grands-parents, the grandparents, we already talked about it, sont venus, came, right? Voir, again, the same thing we talked about before, to see, les photos, the pictures. So that would be the entire translation. I know that it's a lot to take in, especially regarding the translation part. If you made notes, that would be great, because these are some general rules that we're going to go over again and again and again throughout the course and the exercises that I'm going to upload over here. So don't worry about it. And if you stayed up until this point, I would also recommend you to check out my Udemy course that I'm going to link in my description in order to have access to lessons faster, and also to have access to a Q&A section. Or you can also write your comments or your questions down below at any point during the video, and I'll do my best to answer them as fast as possible. For now, I hope to see you in my next video, and I'm going to say bye bye or au revoir.